Hi, so I met my friends inside BBQ Rush. You heard me telling you that I was going to see them inside BBQ Rush. So we are here at BBQ Rush, located on the Spinks Road, close to GT Bank, and we're going to be having conversations about showbiz. Today, I have Ricky, who is not new to the show. So I move on to start with Adwoa Loud, who is with the EIB network. She's called Adwoa Mofa. But everybody knows her as the loudest girl when it comes to show business. So we'll be talking showbiz with Adwoa Loud and Ricky Rick. That's how we call him on social media. He's an associate producer for the Film Music Awards. He works with, he used to work with EIB Empire in Takrady. So it's an EIB version of The Gist here. So EIB on multimedia, but you guys are welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we're going to have a lovely time because we've had a very engaging week when it comes to showbiz. We've had threats, slaps, name them. You know, the week has actually been packed. I've been telling you about the beef that seems brewing. We don't know whether it will make news after this week, but Kwakese is not excited that Kwakese is not excited that Tiny actually had spoken about him, called him whack, and then sent him a message privately saying that they should use it for hype. I know that you know also that D-Black has also mentioned same that he was sent a message afterwards that, you know what, let's do a song with this and let's hype ourselves with this. It's not the first time some people have said that some artists begin to ride on others, but to the extent that Kwakese is threatening to slap Tiny when he meets him, it becomes worrying. We've seen another form of beef between, I almost said Benabu, Shatawale and Yapono, where it almost looked like there was going to be war. That didn't happen. So people say, okay, Charlie, let them make their noise. My makeup is by S Nash. S Nash can be reached on 0244 524151. 0244 524151 is a number to reach S Nash on. She's into hair, makeup, and other beauty products. So you can reach out to S Nash. She's also on social media as S Nash. It's S Nash on social media, and 0244 524151. 0244 524151 is a number to reach. And also, my costume was provided by Randa of Dila Jack Shop. Randa can also be reached on 020 88 93 894. 020 88 93 894. You can reach out to Randa of Dila Jack Shop. She's also on social media as Dila Jack Shop if you love what I'm wearing. But you're welcome once again, and whilst we wait for our drink, thank you. Whilst we wait for a drink, you know BBQ Rush, yeah. So I don't need to ask you what you make of this place. I want Adwoa to have a drink. Oh, what will you say this time around? Oh,
I'm here again because I love the place. Obviously, I wouldn't have accepted your invitation, but you know, it's always cool, and I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, we're waiting for the drink, eh? Okay, so Adwoa would also have a drink. Then she gets to tell us what she makes of the place. Or you want to tell us already?
Oh, I already had a drink.
Oh, yeah. She had 2 drinks whilst waiting for me. Too bad, you know, that I had to keep her waiting. I appreciate the fact that you have been patient with us.
That's okay. We all go through the production stress. That's fine.
So, hey, why? You wanted to beat me already. So, what do you make of the place?
Oh, it's cool. I think I'm trying to imagine how the place would look like at night.
Wow.
I like to hang out in the evenings, not during the daytime.
So yeah. You're thinking, Charlie, how's this place going to be? So that I come and hide in one corner.
Yeah, so that nobody will find you. Say, hey. Once you walk through any of the malls, people are seeing you. You can't do what you want to do.
I see. She shares the view of Kwamna MP. I think he also mentioned the fact that, Charlie, this is a cool place to come and hide. Yeah. But let's start the conversation. You've been following. I'm sure you've reported on this as well. Is it worrying for you to see these stars, you know, come hard at each other, including, threatening to slap, I don't know.
From where I sit and the kind of beefs that have come up in this industry, I think it's one of those things that will just pass. It will continue for some time, but it will just pass because Ghanaians are not really into the bloody kind of beef. we've seen a lot of them come up where they've been threats. Even the fans have teared at each other, especially on social media. I mean, some people attacked Yapono reportedly at a certain concert, but to the extent that it will be bloody, we are not there yet. I'm hoping we never get there. But you see, we know of the beefs between the east side and the west side, Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. It ended up some of them dying. But thankfully in Ghana, we are not bloody. You know, we'll sit on social media and say all the things we want to say. We'll issue threats and all of that. But once they meet, the worst they could do is see each other and pass by and not even say hi. But to the, I'm sure Paul Kesse was talking because he was angered. I mean, we are humans. Our emotions will come to play one point at a time, whether we like it or not. But it's getting bloody. No, I doubt.
You doubt, really?
Yes.
You share her sentiments. People are saying, look, don't downplay these things. Once they begin to come up and we don't address it and make sure that they don't come up again, one day, truly something bloody will happen. Okay,
well, for me, I look beyond bloody and all of that. For me, this is unfortunate. This is below standard. This is killing the industry because these are legends. You look at Kwakasi, you look at Tiny. These are hip life legends, people who were part of the building process of the hip life journey. And I'm looking at them rather steering or headlining or fronting MZGEE positions, at a point where we are talking so much of copyright, where these people were those who even suffered the more. I'm looking at these people coming up or playing that responsible role to be, responsible legends in the industry, not to be throwing shots like this, at each other, talking about someone who is staying at his mom's house and all of that. For me, when the corporate people are looking at us as an industry, they see us as people who are joking. We see MTN, we see the telcos, let me say the telcos, throw shots at each other, but professionally. It's even beautiful to watch how they use it in commercials, how they play around it and all of that. Yellow and the whole commercial is about red, and it's beautiful, it's more matured. But for us to be sending broadcast messages, Tiny was actually sending broadcast messages, all the insults, he actually put them in a broadcast, selected some of the industry people and broadcasted it. And I'm like, Charlie, what is all this? Maybe it was his way of responding. For me, it is below the belt. But people said that it wasn't even necessary for him to have mentioned names. No, but I need to have gone on radio, mentioned names in the first place. That he said, and I want to quote what the story says. So he says, if you are whack, I will not listen to you. And then he says, one corner artist, Patapa is the worst among all the three artists. He says he rated Kwao Kesse as second. I'll listen to D Black over Kwao. People said, was it even necessary? Who made you the judge over all these artists? You are all struggling to make money anyway.
Nobody made anyone the judge over any other person, but this is show business. This is show business. And we are entitled to our opinions, even us as journalists or media people doing our work. It gets to a point that we do our news desk reports and we tabulate the people that we think did very well within the year and the people who performed worse. And so that is show business, and our opinions count within the circumstance that we find ourselves in. So yes, nobody made them judges, but that was his opinion. But the aftermath of what you say during the interview is what matters. And so I don't think he went wrong in listing the artists that he thinks are whack. We've seen other people go on certain interviews and says, this is my best rapper, this is my best singer. So why don't they come at them like they come at those who announce their worst rappers or worst singers? So it's a show business and it is their opinion. They are very, very entitled to it. However, the aftermath is where all of these issues come out from. Which is the message he sent them privately. Yes. You thought it wasn't necessary? I thought it wasn't necessary. I thought if he wanted to do anything as such, he could have just relaxed, make sure that everything calmed down, and then probably if he really wanted to talk to them, he could have rendered an apology if he wants to. But in the spur of the moment, they are angered. You don't go telling them that, okay, this has come up, and so let's make a song out of it. I mean, the person is angry within that moment. And so the person could react in any way. So he could have just relaxed if he felt afterwards that what he did was probably not the best, he could have relaxed, rendered an apology later, and then called for the collaboration.
But it's not something we haven't seen before, especially with someone like Kwao. People said, look, he's thrown shots at Shatta Wale too many times, and has also gone ahead to say, Charlie, this, me and Shatta Wale, we are cool. Make we take do song. I think he tweeted something like that. So it is strange that he, of all people, for a lot of people, has reacted that way.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes they seem to be lost in the space themselves. You get it? Because people say it's showbiz. At one point, you tell us you're mad at a comment that one person did. And then at another point, you tell me to collaborate and do a song. Trust me, you see, music, there's supposed to be that cohesion. There's supposed to be that bond. If sincerely I think you're a whack rapper, how can I collaborate and do a song with you? You get it? So for me, we believe it is showbiz, but I think these guys are getting things out of the way. They should be real with what they say. If you don't like me, be real and tell me you don't like me. What is all this pretense? Today you're saying I'm a whack rapper. Tomorrow you come behind me and say, Charlie, come on. It sounds too much like a joke, and they are too matured to be doing this for me in my conscience or in my mind. From what I see, they are too matured, to be playing all of these games.
Maybe he actually believes truly that they are whack rappers. Of course, he's not come to deny that or come to apologize to them. Yeah. So it means that he actually believes they are. But they're looking for the numbers. You are trending. So, people are talking about it.
If the numbers are what you are looking for, then just go ahead and look for your numbers.
That's all.
Listen, you can stand anywhere at all and say that Patapaa is not a good musician. But take it or leave it, whatever song he jumps on trends. And in this day and era, the trends are what we work with.
That's true.
You can make the most sensible composition of all time. It will continue to be in your library till whenever. But Patapaa will come and sing Scopa to Mana, and we all
would be jumping on it.
Jump on it. And so the trends matters these days. They matter on the charts. They matter in votes. They matter in awards. They matter everywhere. And so if the numbers are what you were looking for, then you could have used a different approach. But this thing that you said on radio, I mean, within a short period of time, something else will come up. This show business, every other day there's something new. And then it will fade off. We won't even remember.
Even Adwoa, people are getting too, used to, or now people can identify if this is, even sometimes when it's not fake, people can tell, yes, that this is just a publicity stunt. So I think it's about time we move away from trying to insult or trying to beef somebody to create. Patapaa, like you said, he's been in the space. He's rather trying to channel all his creativity and his energy into creating trends. But I'll try and find a way to get people to sing. Yes, when your song, you see, there's something we call the social conversation. If you're part of the social conversation, trust me, it will go well with you. So if Patapaa is channeling his energy away from insulting people, away from mocking people, and is channeling all those energies into creating trends, I think these guys should also follow suit.
What's about the way Tiny is responding to them? I know that when D Black we had a conversation, he said that, he sent him a message. He felt that it was stupid to have done that. And I remember Tiny asking me whether D Black called him stupid, and I said, no, I don't think that's what he meant. He felt that the message to him was stupid. And he responded. And then now he's responded to Kwao saying that he should do his homework well, and that if he says, it's funny to hear Kwao say he will slap me when we meet. He's frustrated. I know he's frustrated. I expect him to do his homework well and progress. And in all of the conversation, people are saying the one who is not progressing now is Tiny.
Exactly.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Ironically, because I
don't
remember the last time Tiny released a hit track, some banger of some sort. So when the Black said that what is he using his good rap skills or something like that, I was just laughing, because when you sit down to actually put the permutations together, Tiny has been off. Maybe he's releasing songs all right, but are they getting the clouds that he wants? If you put Tiny and Kokesi on a table right now and you ask people to vote for who should probably headline a concert for old musicians, I'm not too sure a lot of them will go for Tiny, because we just have to be honest. Tiny has been off for a little while, and so I could have even believed it when they said he wanted to ride on their names to get back into the limelight. But Tiny, you are one of the old musicians. I still play ringtone. Yeah. I still play. I mean, growing up, I never understood the but I loved the songs. I still don't understand them anyway, but I love them. And so he could have just stuck with that aspect of him as a musician, probably be grooming the younger ones or supporting the ones who are out now. We have a lot of musicians within the new school fraternity now who are doing well. As an old musician, what have you done to support any of them? What advice have you even given to a single one, so that he or she will not make the mistakes that you made coming up as a musician? And so if you think that they are whack rappers, then you stand by your position. You don't go calling them out for collaborations. I think you guys are not being fair to Tiny, in as much as I'm not too excited or interested in all this beef. Tiny, we are representing what he actually said, or what he's in his space. He was interviewed by Lexus Bill, and he was actually asked to mention people he doesn't listen to anyway. Yes, he won't listen to you. Okay, so who don't you listen to anymore? And then he asked Lexus to mention. He says, list them, and if I don't listen to them, I will tell you. Then Lexus began to mention. So Kwao was the last name Lexus actually mentioned, and he was like, yes, I don't listen to Kwao anymore. So for me, I think Kwao Kese was rather the one who took it out of, proportion. He blew the whole thing up. And for me, I think we should be, if you people want to hammer.
The reason he took it, he made it personal, or it got him really angry, was because of the text that he received afterwards.
You see, for me, whichever way, the text, I don't think the text came from Tiny.
Oh.
The text didn't come from Tiny.
But he has evidence to show text from Tiny.
Who did it come from?
No. Tiny didn't send him.
Cannot be telling lies.
Yes.
D-Black says he received a text. Tiny says he received a text.
It is only D-Black I know of that received the text from.
Paul showed his on live. He showed it on camera. Then look at the text.
From Tiny.
From Tiny.
Yes. Well, did for us to be sure that name or that number was Tiny's number.
But Tiny has not denied that it wasn't him who sent
the text. He only says all the things he's been saying.
I never begged.
He said I never begged for it.
Because he's responding to almost everything. So if indeed the text did not come from him,
he should be saying that.
Yes, he should be saying that.
Well, I think we are. Like you always say, it's showbiz. People will come at you, or people will try to do anything. For all you know, Tiny didn't even send that text.
Let me read what he said through the story. He says, the reason he reached out to D-Black was so they could take advantage of the social media controversy his comments had raised. And this is Tiny. So he says, I never begged D-Black for a collaboration, he added. So and listen to the quotes. So if common sense isn't telling him to make hay whilst the sun shines, then I wonder how he's being labeled as a business mogul in this industry.
So you see, for me, this is another one of it, to just create industry conversation.
Then he insults him by saying, I don't think D-Black understands the word beg. Common sense is not common for common people.
Well, this is unfortunate.
Are we still taking him out of context?
This is unfortunate at this point. I think this is unfortunate. But like I said, I'll still stand by my word. Like I said, these things does not make a hit song anymore. Back in the days, someone would go like Tiny Dead, and then you release a song with the title Dead, and then it will create a whole, but at this point where people are much more, informed, much more insightful about so many things. If truly this is what they are doing to generate controversy, to get a hit song, trust me, we know what we want. The industry knows what they want. I don't need you to insult me before I will enjoy your music.
Okay, so our drinks are here. It's a good time to pause on this one. And then
no, but why have you taken the green one?
Because I love the. No, you can let me have that. Thank you very much.
Are you on some diet or detox plan?
I think so.
Because everyone is slimming these days.
Adwoa, I want to be like you.
Oh, me, I didn't plan.
Adwoa eats fufu. She eats everything, but
Then I think this wasn't good for her.
No, this one is the starter.
Chicken, BBQ,
it's the starter.
BBQ.
BBQ's chicken. She will have to taste that before this is the starter for her. I'm sure very soon she will ask for
I'm a
that.
food lover. I love food. Like, you can't take it away from me.
Eh?
What happened?
I wish I could eat like
You are not loud for nothing, eh?
But this is really nice, eh? This is really nice. Adwoa, you've had some drinks already.
This is actually my third.
Hey, good for you.
You really like food.
Oh, I love food.
Okay, so let me once again tell you how you can reach out to BBQ Rush. It's on the Spinkters Road, close to the GT Bank. If you're coming from the Oka Deco area, it is on your left, and it's a few meters, about 2 minutes drive from Oka Deco, and you find it's quite opposite. It's not directly opposite the GT Bank, but once you locate the GT Bank, is the next place you see on your left. But if you're coming from the Coca-Cola roundabout, it's after the Energy Commission. Drive about 2 minutes, and it will be on your right. So you can reach out to them in case you just want the proper location or you want the food delivered to you on 050-141-000. So 050-141-0000. That's the number to reach out to BBQ Rush on. Like I said, they start as early as 7 a.m. from Monday to Sunday, and they're closed by 11 p.m. So you cannot miss them. You just need to come here with your friends and family, and you get to have a lot to choose from: salad, appetizers, Lebanese breakfast, and if you're a lover of food, like Adwoa is saying, you need to come by because you can get a lot. There's burger, they have sandwich, they have roasted chicken, pasta, waffle, platters, a lot to choose from.
Have you tasted waffle?
Are they giving me takeaway?
You don't have a problem, like someone would say, So they say you should eat well so that you can live longer. That's the motto, the theme for which they operate here. So it's 050-141-0000. So let's wrap up the conversation. Okay, so it makes it easy. That kind of thing. So what is that? We are used to double and triple, maybe, but quadruple is. So it's 050-141-0000, and that's it. Then they will deliver to you wherever you're located here in Accra, of course, for a fee, just something small. All right, so let's wrap up this conversation. So what's the way forward? People are saying MZGEE should intervene. People are saying, okay, let's just not give them attention. People are saying a lot. What do you think is the way forward?
I don't think MZGEE should intervene. MZGEE has a lot of things to do for the musicians. This is very, very unnecessary for MZGEE to come in. They are looking at their elections. There's welfare for aging musicians. A whole lot of things. Getting a new structure for them as a MZGEE office. I mean, very important things are in the pipeline that MZGEE should be.
So this one is less important.
It is less important. We've seen beefs over and over again. They are not ending anytime soon. They will keep coming up, and we'll keep talking about it because it is showbiz we are doing.
Adwoa seems to be enjoying beef.
Yes.
But I like when you ask that should MZGEE intervene. I wish there was that regulatory body. I've always been particular about industry. Every conversation I have everywhere is not about one person. It's always about that industry where we can have a regulatory body where Shatawale or anybody else just can't come out and say anything and go scot-free. Just as we see, in major industries or well-developed organizations or industries like a football, industry like this. You can't just say anything and go away with this. No. And that is what we should be doing. We should have an industry whereby, like you're saying, when you say anything, there's that body, even if it's not MZGEE, there is that regulatory body that puts checks to what people do. It is your career, doesn't mean you can do anything.
Their creativity then.
What is creativity? Is creativity meaning that
it's part of the industry, they say.
You see, like I'm saying, it's everywhere.
Part of the industry.
Exactly.
So
but we should manage
cannot
it.
be abolished. I don't agree with that.
We won't have news.
No.
We know. You see, in other spaces. Let me use sports. We know Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi have quote unquote beef, but we know it is competitive. It is healthy. Not these ones where someone can come and
You
use
believe that
F word and
can,
use
can slap Tiny when he meets
He
him?
won't do that.
No, when he does that, who's going to, which organization or which regulatory body is even going to?
But the police would.
So if he does that and the other person has an issue, that is, we have the laws. You go through the police station, you can sue the person.
Okay, so the laws, after the laws, you can come back to the industry and do your thing. Is that what we are supposed to be doing? Encouraging?
Paul was arrested and put in prison.
But
he came back.
And he's back and he's insulting Tiny because the industry is allowing him. But if we have a regulatory body whereby you've been caught smoking weed, you've been caught doing this, the industry will not accept you. And that is the industry I'm talking about.
But the industry will not accept you. Now, they are already...
Yes.
They are even already crying for these people to join MZGEE. I'm not sure if he, as Kwal has complained several times about MZGEE. I doubt if he's a member. D Black categorically said he's not a member. He doesn't know what he's losing.
This is what I
don't know if Tiny is a member.
So how do you become a musician or a legend, which we call, win so many awards, and you're not even a member of the biggest body that regulates the music union or the musicians? Come on.
What if they're also not seeing any progress with the union?
Which is a conversation.
There's no motivation for them to join.
Which is a conversation for another day.
That is the bigger conversation I always want to have.
It's a conversation for another day.
We'll have that.
But definitely we'll have that as the elections approach. Now we know that Mr. Simons and Richie are the only two people who have made their intention clear. Now, but Simons wants to be the president after being vice president.
That's Rad.
That's what people...
Rad is also contesting Besa for president.
Okay, I see.
Rad, what is his other name?
Sorry.
He's the current Greater Accra chairperson for MZGEE.
For MZGEE.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to also contest. Yeah. Okay, let's see how that goes. But Richie is standing alone for now. A lot of musicians seem to be excited that Richie is going in for the vice presidential slots. But we'll talk about that when the elections are near and we are quite clear how many people are joining. Let's move on to talk about Ifya. The songstress says she's been relevant over 10 years. I was so excited when I was speaking to her. The way she says, and this is how she says it. Let me see the quote again in the story. She says, I have been doing Girl Talk for 4 years. It's the only show in Ghana that brings women, all the women together, and I've sold every show. Relevance.
Sold out.
Okay, so she sold out every show. Then she says relevance. Then she says, I have collaborated with at least more than 10 international African artists and made hits. Relevance. I'm going to show you the video and then we'll be back talking about Ifya here.
I think I deserve to be there, very much so.
You think you've been relevant over a decade?
Definitely been relevant over a decade. Like, yeah. I believe in it very, very much.
When you say relevant, what does it mean?
What does it mean? It means that I've been here and I've been relevant, as the word says, for 10 years. And I think I deserve to be part of the artists for the decade. I've been doing Girl Talk for the past 4 years. It's the only show in Ghana that brings all the women together. And I've sold out every show. Relevance. I've collaborated with at least more than 10 African international artists and made hits. Relevance. I've performed at international shows that showcase African artists and been the only female from Ghana on that stage. Relevance. I have numbers and streams. Relevance. You understand? I created a whole new genre for female artists to follow. I inspired a whole generation. Relevance.
Which genre? What's the genre called?
The genre is like when I started making music, girl. Were there girls singing like me? You answer that. And I believe that I have influenced and like definitely have impacted the generation that I was born into with my music.
So I'm sure you've seen Ifya talk about her relevance over the 10-year period, and this is because the Musician Union of Ghana has selected some 10 artists who, according to them, have been relevant over the decade, and one of them gets to go home with something. And people are asking why Joe Metal, Becca, and Efia find themselves in there. At least these are names I've heard. I know some people also have their reservation about some of the names in there, but we are concentrating on Efia claiming that she created a genre for her generation. She's impacted the generation. A lot of people said, and I said, what genre is that? You heard her say nobody was doing slow music until she came. A lot of people think like, Charlie, you might have impacted, but to be touting as someone who has fronted things like that is the extreme.
It's like Mr. Kene coming to say he's a pioneer of
high life, you know. At least he apologized, you know, when he realized that he had moved to big time.
I think Efia has done well for herself. I love Efia. She's done so well. She's been consistent. But for artist of the decade, if you leave it to me, I will not choose Efia. I think I am all for the girl power thing, but I think hard work is hard work. Efia has worked hard, but there are people who have worked harder. For me, Sarkodie is ideal for that slot, because even before Stonebwoy, I mean, even Stonebwoy could have been underground for a while, but we saw people like Sarkodie coming up with that Kasahari. I mean, before, a lot of people were doing it all right, but Sark came in. A lot of a sudden, everyone wanted to be like Sarkodie. Everyone who came up as a rapper wanted to be Sark, and he's been consistent both in and out of Ghana. And so I think even his Rapaholic show, I think last year was the 5th or so. That's been always sold out, just as Efia is talking about Girl Talk, and I've been attending Girl Talk and Rapaholic as well. But I think for consistency, I think I'll go for Sarkodie.
You don't think that she's been relevant over 10 years? Forget about the fact that
she's been relevant. She's done her homework. But I'm saying if you put all of those artists in that category and you come to the final two, let's say Sarkodie and Efia for me, I'll go for Sarkodie.
You go for Sarkodie.
Because I think his consistency has been very, very straight. It's been very straight throughout the years.
People think that, you know, maybe it could have been just to balance the gender as well, you know.
Exactly, that is what I also think. Efia, she's a fantastic singer, you know, but this was, that interview, everything she said in there was just to justify why she's there, but it doesn't mean she deserves to be there. You can try to justify, but it doesn't mean that. Because why do I say that? She even spoke about you know, influencing a genre, and that was a brilliant question you asked her. What genre is that? Because I don't know any Efia genre. I don't know. If you talk about a genre, maybe you try to say more or less like the R&B, you know, because
but didn't we have R&B before Efia?
You know, we did, and I was even coming to say that when you talk of even the kind of music she does, those who have lived, or the females who have really represented Ghana well, are not even doing what Efia is doing. Miss V, how do you call it? Ebony, Wendy Shea, who else? Kaki. Those who have made major names for themselves are not doing what Efia is doing.
Oh, you think Efia hasn't made major? She says she says her
collaboration a name. I think
she says
not a name for herself. She said she has actually what?
Influenced a
generation. What generation is that? When you talk of what generation, when you're talking of a generation, when you talk of a generation, you should look at people who you started something and they are following. That is the generation. But when you started, you say you started a particular genre, which is, I know what she's talking about, you know, this soulful singing, sorrowful singing, and, you know, high pitching and all of that. Becca was doing it. Becca was there before Efia came.
Are you sure?
Yes, Becca was there.
Becca was before Efia?
Yes, but you lied to me, was a year or two before Efia came. Efia, when you came, Irene Logan. Yes, Irene Logan. You were with Irene Logan, and Irene Logan was even more of the star than you.
Because Irene won.
Yes,
Irene won.
You get it. So when you're saying that, okay, now let's even tailor it down to your kind of music. Who can you say is doing well because of you? Adina. Adina was almost in that lane because Adina also is in that bracket. But even Adina's hit songs are not from
they are
your
not
kind of
typical of Efia's own. Adina's is like a mixture of Afro pop,
yeah,
you know,
and
that kind
of
of thing, so, featuring this rapper or one other on it and all
what
of
is
that.
Ifya talking about? And I was a little, it sounded a little funny when Adwoa said she's been consistent. Trust me, Ifya hasn't been. Ifya has been like this. She's just good. She happens to be one of the very respected female icons we have. That is why we always look up to her. But trust me, Ifya hasn't been consistent.
Oh, she's been consistent.
No, you can't tell me. You can't tell me for 3 consecutive years that Ifya has released hit songs. Let's do it now.
I don't have the stats.
Yes, let's do that
with me now, but I do know. And
Ifya will come with a song in a particular year and won't hear of her, should be lost. Even in the last 3-4 years, what is Ifya's biggest song? There's 4 years
within
out
the
of
last
10.
3-4 years, they did the collaboration with Wizkid. It falls away in that.
Daddy-O is
it's not her
Rizzy's
song. It's not her song.
Daddy-O is Rizzy's
You get
song,
me?
actually.
So in the last 4 years, out of 10,
last album
girl has
she
been
released.
missing.
Woman is a single, right?
Yeah,
the very last album she released. What was
Something
the
nice.
title?
Until the Dawn.
The tracks on that
How many
album
of them are popular?
nice.
No, it's not about it being nice. It's about
I'm
it
not
being
talking
popular.
about popularity,
Then what else?
I'm not talking about
Do you know the
popularity.
number of
I'm
people-
talking about the fact consistency in working towards her songs.
No, but that is not that. That is not what we used to rate.
There are so many
Everybody
people.
is working.
Everyone is working. That's why I
and the song does
said
not
she has
achieve.
worked and she's a hard worker. But there are people that when you compare Ifya with, there are people who have worked harder than her. That is why I will not go for Ifya as artist of the decade.
Well, but she doesn't even, for me, my main concern was the fact that we say she's been consistent for 10 years.
You don't think she doesn't?
Even Shatta Wale hasn't been consistent for 10 years. Shatta Wale has been consistent for 6 years. Since 2013.
I'm not even looking at Shatta in that category.
No, so even if Shatta cannot be consistent for 10 years, how about Ifya? Yes, you get me. So for me, even Samini in that list has not been consistent for 10 years. In the last 4 years, before my own, Samini has been quiet. So I think we should look at it well. For me, like you said, they forced some of the names in there.
I think, yes, I would agree with you on this. For Samini and Joe is my friend. Joe is my church member actually. But Joe came out. I was
You're
so
not in
for.
church, so forget
I was so for Joe the year
he won.
That was all over the place because I thought he deserved it that year. He had worked very hard for that year. But for the last 10 years, I think a lot of people came to know Joe like 3 or 4 years ago. And so for 10 years in a row, I don't think Joe should have been there. And Samini, like Ricky said, Samini went off for a while and then came back, I think, when now everyone's attention was going to Shatta Wale. And then Samini realized that no, he had to come back and claim his stake in the industry. And so for Samini and Joe, those are the ones that I honestly think should not have
deserves
been
Samini because
there.
if you look at
Samini is a fantastic artist.
if you look at the 10-year period.
But for the 10-year period, nah.
But you think Becca should be there?
Yeah, for me, I think Becca deserves it. You see, Samini, Becca, Shatta Wale,
I'm
Stonebwoy.
indifferent with Becca's nomination.
Becca, for me, every year she's found a way to be relevant. In the last 10 years, since You Lied to Me and, you know, issues here and there, she's still always found a way to get one song, one, you know, way or the other to remain relevant in the industry. She herself even celebrated 10 years and you know, a year or 2 ago, and you know, we saw the number of
that was
things
last year. Was it not?
No,
10
it
years
was
ago?
2017.
Yeah,
Okay.
2017. Yeah, and we saw the number of things she has done over the years, the number of songs, because she was actually doing Girl Talk before Ifya.
Yeah.
She started and then handed
it tells you
to
how
Ifya.
relevant she has been. But for me, some of the names, and Ifya saying she created a genre and all of that, Ifya, medium is so.
Anyway, maybe Adwoa knows the genre she created, so because she says she's influenced us, so maybe she knows the genre.
Have you been influenced?
We sing her songs, and if that's what the influence means,
Well,
then
maybe.
we sing her songs.
Well, maybe.
But we don't know. But I know that the Ghana Music Awards has said that this artist of the decade is biased to them. They have actually said that these are artists who have been nominated on the scheme across 10 years and might have had their names come up a lot more times across 10 years.
Then let me say this before you even end. Then Sarkodie is the winner. Trust me. No, it's not to promote him, because if you look at stats, Sarkodie's VGMA statistics, nobody beats him. Most nominations, I think even most wins, performances. Then I think they just want, if they should come out to say this or to make this statement,
then you make it obvious to us that when we go and SAG doesn't win, then there's a
Kululu someone, because it's not, we are not voting to, right? It's not public voting. It's just an industry thing. So I think.
Well, on the 18th of May, we'll find out. Until then, it's Efia talking about how relevant she has been in the industry. I guess we've been able to, share our opinion on that conversation. Now to the heated one that has got a lot of people saying, Charlie, stop blowing your horn. Some people say, this is showbiz. You need to put yourself out there. You need to show people what you've got. Now, it's dancehall artist Stonebwoy telling us that he's the biggest in Africa. He says he's got no competition in Africa. And people think that it's true, others don't think it's true. So let me read some of the quotes. Now, he was performing at the University of Ghana, and then that's when he made these declarations to them. So I want to see if I can find the quotes. He talks about, take it or leave it. I'm the biggest. I know, he says he doesn't see any competition at all. Maybe you should see the video for yourself.
You see me? At this point in my career, I've been one of the dancehall artists in Africa that hold me for Ghana. You know what I mean? I don't see no competition. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. The only reggae dancehall artist to win a BET for Ghana, for all of Africa. And I want you to be proud about that. Be proud about it. I'm Ghanaian. The only...
All right, so I'm sure you've seen that video. I don't know if you think that he was exaggerating. I don't know if you also think that, he's becoming boastful, as some pundits have said. I don't know if you also believe that this is show business. You need to sell yourself. If you think you've got it, run your mouth. People will buy into it, and then you become what you begin to tell the people. Well, Adwoa Loud and Ricky will tell us. In case you just joined us, this is the gist on the JoyNews channel. We are live on DSTV channel 421 and on Go TV 144. Now, we've been talking about Tiny, D Black, Kwakese. We've also talked about Efia, talking about her relevance over a decade in the industry. Now we want to talk about Stonebwoy, saying that it's the biggest thing in Africa. No competition on your side. I don't know what how did you feel when you saw the video?
I didn't have any qualms about it. I mean, no, I didn't have any qualms about it.
You think that he was right?
I think he was just taking over his reign at that moment. Because there are other artists who have stood on different platforms and said, I'm the biggest rapper alive. Somebody says, I'm the biggest in dancehall. I'm the dancehall champion. I mean, people are giving themselves all these accolades because they want to put themselves out there. They want their fans to know that, indeed, they are in charge of the genre in which they find themselves. And so I didn't have no qualms about Stonebwoy saying he's the biggest in Africa. In his eyes, he's the biggest artist. He doesn't have any competition. I'm sure sometimes even us, as media people, you sit down and you think, no, I don't have any competition in this industry. I'm doing well, and the competition I have is to be better than the journalist I was yesterday and grow. And so I had no qualms at all, none.
But do you think that he was exaggerating, like people think?
Exaggeration, yes. But having qualms, no.
You think he was exaggerating as well?
For me, realistically, if we should look at it, dancehall and the space within which he finds himself, for me personally, I think he's the most talented, reggae dancehall artist in Africa that I've seen. But I think he's overdoing it, or he's getting over himself.
You think he's getting complacent?
No, he's not. He's still working. He's not getting complacent at all. He's working, but I think he's getting over himself. I think this was just a subtle shot at someone. You get it? Just for you to know that.
Why don't you mention that?
No, Wale, just for you to know that, Charlie, right now I'm looking at Africa.
I'm
because if we talk of Africa dancehall, It's not even a major, genre here. So who are you competing with? Stonebwoy, who are those you are competing with now? You feel that you are better than? Yes, in Africa, when we look at those who are really doing dancehall proper, we can't even count them. You get it? There's absolutely, let me say, none. Those who are doing it. So if you stand on stage and you say you are the best in Africa, even in the category that you won, which is the Afrimes, those who were in was MZGEE, Patoranking, Benabo. These people are not pure dancehall people. You get it? And even if we should come by the people that were nominated in that category, Benabo and Patoranking are bigger than you, Stonebwoy. Undoubtedly, they are way bigger than you. Benabo is playing Coachella, Stonebwoy and Frel. Let's be honest. So I don't know by which.
Why do you think?
But
Why you say
no, but of course.
Maybe he has not been called yet.
Of course, until then. No, it's not. It's not. You see, I make arguments, or I make points based on present, based on substance. What is evident now? What is evident now? You haven't been called.
Yeah.
So until you have been called, I mean now, when we are talking of the biggest artists, Stonebwoy, and Frel, because yes, maybe next year if you do better, next year if your streams are more than Patorankings, the Burna Boys, the Wizkids, Mr. Easy.
If you want to do that comparison, people will say, look, if it's about the numbers, we Ghanaians don't have the population Nigeria has.
That's Jamaica. That's Jamaica. Yes, I don't even. China has them. China has
Jamaicans are doing absolutely well.
Well, what is the population?
And are we not more than the population?
Exactly. China. Let's go to China. How many Chinese artists do you even know? You don't know any Chinese artists, but they are huge, over 1 billion. But nobody knows their music. So I don't even want to go there. You get it? I think Stonebwoy should think of working more. He should think of reggae dance, or he should forget about that's his category he's thinking about, and look at challenging Wizkid, other people within Africa that you need to overtake or be at par with. Because what kind of reggae dance or there's nobody in that category. Who is there? Because MZGEE is even categorized as a reggae dancer. And you, Stonebwoy, even most of your biggest hit songs, even the songs that got you to the BET, were not reggae dancehall songs. So when you want to put yourself in a small space and say that you're the biggest reggae dancehall artist in Africa, I feel that it's a wrong step. You're even belittling yourself. Why won't you say you are the biggest artist in Africa?
Maybe he knows he's not there yet. Adwoa, you also said that you think that
for the biggest artist in Africa, I think Stonebwoy would be over exaggerating. No, because for dancehall, like Ricky said, for dancehall we don't have a lot of African artists doing pure dancehall. If you listen to someone like Adwoa, that guy is a dancehall artist. I love him, but not a lot of people don't even know him. The first time I encountered him, it was somebody who drew my attention. He was Ghanaian. I didn't know he was even Ghanaian. And so there are people who are doing the proper dance hall, but they are not known, because now the dance hall is like reggae dance hall mixed with some Afrobeat, and that is what the people enjoy. And so that is what they will go in for. But if you have to do the pure dance hall, it looks like you are just going to be underground for a very long time. So yes, we don't really have that clear differentiation in Africa. So that's why I said I didn't have any qualms. He said he's the biggest dancehall artist in Africa, because clearly, can we count 100?
100 input. You can't count dancehall artists.
But if he should come out to say I'm the biggest artist in Africa, that is where I will have an issue, because mind you, we all want our artists to progress and go beyond the borders of Ghana. But we have people who are already there and they are doing the most, and that is where the kind of vision we want our artists to have. So they are beating the Wizkids, they are beating the Caspanovas, I mean all the other people, Diamond Platinum and the rest, to get on that world platform. And there, when they get there and they say we are the biggest artists wherever, we will also sit down and laugh, because indeed they have worked together.
And even for me to even say Africa, trust me, Stonebwoy, beyond collaborations in Africa, Stonebwoy is not even, let's even keep it to reggae dancehall, even his own space, it's not big in the rest of Africa. Stonebwoy can't go anywhere in Africa that I know of and shuts it down. He
Oh,
can't.
really?
Stonebwoy can't go to Nigeria and shut any show down.
Complete
in Nigeria.
shutdown, I would doubt. He will have his crowd, all right, but a complete shutdown or a sold-out show, that is
Not
that
complete,
I doubt.
even with his crowd and the crowd.
That I doubt.
They were in Nigeria 2 years ago. What happened?
I was even coming
You
to
get
that.
it? He can't, even if Nigeria, which we connect with in terms of music, you can't shut it down in Nigeria. Trust me, you can't go to SC and do anything there. You can't go to Tanzania. You can't go anywhere. So for
Kenya,
me, yes,
Rwanda.
Kenya, Rwanda. I listen to them most of the times, and even when they are giving shouts to, you know, they are saying maybe they have a song and they are giving shouts to countries that they don't even mention us. So clearly, it's even a sign that
We haven't gotten
yes, we
there
haven't
yet.
gotten there, or we are not
No,
in
but
their
before,
space.
you know, he seems, it could also be that he looks at his works.
That's why I mentioned earlier that in his eyes, because I'm sure every artist sits
Or maybe
down
the collaboration
and says,
is done.
Yes, they are doing their work all right, but maybe the hype hasn't reached there yet.
Yes.
So that's why I said in his eyes, he sees himself
You see-
as such. But really, on reality checks, he hasn't reached that level.
This is just a quick one and an advice to, you know, Team Stonebwoy. The last time we sat down, myself and Sadiq and the team, a couple of us industry players, we sat down and we're like, see, what I realized was Stonebwoy's way of even promoting himself internationally is affecting him, because trust me, look at this, he promotes himself outside, inside. Let me
What does that
explain.
mean?
He will go and do a collaboration with Beanie Man, and you'll be throwing it in Ghana, in our faces, when he should be throwing the you know, the track or that international, when he should be promoting it outside, he's rather letting Ghanaians know that I have a collaboration with Beanie Man.
No, but maybe when Ghana buys into the idea.
No, come on. But you get what I'm trying to say. A lot of the times when Stonebwoy does collaborations.
So he should go promote his way in Jamaica.
Exactly. When you are promoting
But Beanie Man
yourself-
will promote it there for him.
Do you think Beanie Man has time to promote everybody that
That's
he's featured
going
on?
You know, for those who
Beanie Man-
have their fans set, Shatawale, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, they have their fans set, and their fans will do anything for them at any point in time. So for this Beanie Man song, for instance, I think Stonebwoy should have just thrown it to his Beam Nation natives or fans, and then go and do the work outside. The fans will they will kill it for him.
Because just 2 days ago,
You get that, because the fans are unwavering for these three people.
Yeah.
The Sarcoholics, the Beam Nation, SM movement, they are unwavering. You can't push them elsewhere. So just throw the project to them. They will do the publicity for you. Just even on social media alone.
Just 2
and you
days.
go out and do the work there.
Just 2 days ago, I realized Beanie Man is collaborating with another African. I don't remember. I think either Nigeria or South Africa. And I'm like,
I think it's South Africa.
yeah,
I've
I'm like,
forgotten
ain't it, so what is this big deal about? So it means that maybe Beanie
He's
Man,
already
he's opening up
to
you
the
get
African
it? So if you
market.
have the
Collaborations.
collaboration, forget Ghana. We know Stonebwoy, you've achieved, you've done it all here. The focus should be outside. So like I said, he promotes himself inside, like outside in. Yeah, instead of outside out.
People also say that's because he's been put, you know, a par with Shatawale. And so because Shatta might have not done all these collaboration, because Shatta might have been no,
But
no.
why I don't think Shatta should be Stonebwoy's competition.
Just drink
That
this.
is
you see,
I told you.
she's
that-
done already. But
Stone shouldn't be looking at playing local champion.
Exactly.
Why should you be sitting down and gradually thinking consistently, my competition is Shatawale, my competition, why
shouldn't he?
Shatawale is Ghanaian. Fine, you have a competition here in Ghana, but that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to go global. So I don't even think that thought should start setting in. I mean, it's been there all right, but Stone should start thinking outside of that.
Maybe that's why he's been able to say all these, because he's looking at Shatta and say, oh, Charlie,
Is Stonebwoy looking at becoming a local champion?
At this stage, I feel Sarkodie, Shatawale, Stonebwoy, the S, they should say to themselves, guys, the competition is out there, not in here. Right now, we are done with the competition. Let's beat the Nigerians, or let's match up with the Nigerians. That should be the conversation. The competition, we all know at this point, see, over like 5 years, we know who the finest rapper is. We know who the best dancehall artist is in Ghana. We know who can create a lot of we know everything already.
Yes.
You get it. So it's about time we stop thinking Ghana, and try and break barriers. For me.
All right, we are about to wrap up the conversation. I'm sure that, like you said, Team Stonebwoy, you've heard Adwoa and Ricky on this one, but there's been a sensation is the Scopa to Mana challenge, and that has gotten a PA also to jump on. If you are not familiar with it, it's Patapa's song. In fact, it's not Patapa's song.
It's his verse.
It's his verse on someone's song. The Haviniba. The guy's name is so difficult. Kuala.
I can't mention the name.
Kuala, you know. But I'm worried about these artists, but I don't have an opinion on this show. Because if I can't remember your name as an artist who owns a song, and I can remember somebody's verse, and we are doing a challenge on the person's verse, then there's a huge problem. Yes. But away from that, that Scopa to Mana challenge has become a sensation. Our PA has jumped on it because people think that Patapa took inspiration from him. We'll talk briefly about it. I know Ricky is not excited about this one, so it's just going to be me and Adwoa. Or you change your mind?
No, he'll talk about it.
I have an option.
Okay, so Adwoa, let's take what you make. Have you tried your hands on the challenge? Why? You don't.
All I can say is Scopa to Mana. DC, Dada. I mean, it's also confusing.
But some people say, you know, with this challenge coming in and the way we received it, we are the ones endorsing the music with no sense, you know.
What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Have we not come from an era where we were singing Philomena Petenge, yeah, and all sorts of other songs? I mean, what was...
But at least Philomena Petenge, you can understand. Scopa to Mana, what you say? Godong.
If they are talking about songs with sense, I mean, I don't even want to use sense, because saying sense, that someone might really have a motive for a song, which is sensible to that person. I don't like to use that word for songs, saying this one is sensible, this one is not sensible.
Now we know what sense is, madam.
Yes, individually we know.
Yes.
Individually we know, but we will still jump on it because we are Ghanaians and we like the songs that we can jump to.
You see,
and so
I don't want to talk about this, but
you will talk about it.
Because you see, one thing we are
okay. And so if you are talking about songs making sense and songs not making sense, we've heard so many of them over the years. Even me, growing up as a kid, there were so many songs that up till now makes no sense to me, but they were very popular and people jumped on it. And so are we now going to bring in the conversation of whose song is sensible and whose song is not?
Ricky.
You see, let's get this straight. You see, Scopa to Mana, the song itself.
You say it like you understand what you are saying.
The song itself is not something that people will, it's just a trend that came. It's not a song that people feel that you go and sit in a bar or you go and sit somewhere and you request for it. We shouldn't
you
get
think
it.
so?
No,
that's what happened when One Corner became, you know,
for One Corner,
a sensation.
you see, for One Corner, there was a whole song in its, like, in a whole, you get it? And it was a craze. It was something that we had not seen before. So you would laugh about it. But for Scopa to Mana, it's just a verse in a song. And we just make fun of it. So trust me, for people thinking that, okay, now people are endorsing foolish songs and all of cool. But for this particular one, it's just the trend, it's just the craze. But you won't sit, let's be honest, after seeing it on social media, where else do you hear it?
Well, I've heard it at a party. Yes, there was it was May Day when I heard it. I heard it on May Day.
You get it? It is.
And you know, when I heard it on May Day, yes, when I heard it on May Day, I realized that everybody within my circle who was there, we're all waiting for the verse.
Yeah.
We're all waiting for that verse.
I don't even know one line in the song itself.
We're all waiting for the verse.
I don't know a line.
And so,
that even worries me. Because the song is for a particular artist.
Yes, who had to wait 6 months
I can't even mention
to get Patapa.
Kuala or Coupe or
no, not
something.
Coupe.
It's not Coupe, but there's a case somewhere. I don't even remember the artist's name, but I remember Patapa's DC something. But it worries me because the artist will just fade off. Yeah. We will continue to remember Patapa's Scopa to Mana, and we will not remember which artist sang the song, and even a line.
But Apieti says he's an entertainer. He thinks that this is entertainment. The guy understands entertainment.
It is entertainment. You see, I said earlier that you can stand anywhere and say Patapaa has not won any awards. He's not a good musician to you and blah, 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 blah. But the guy is trending.
But that is what music is all about. Music is all about achievement. It's all about, you know, living a legacy. You know,
you think Patapaa is living a legacy?
No, I'm saying, no, he was saying that it's entertainment. What I'm trying to say is music is all about achievement, leaving a legacy. Today, you're sitting here and you're saying that you are poor. It doesn't make sense because what? Truly, it didn't make sense. So if Patapaa chooses that in his career, or not there, these are the songs you do. Trust me, for this time, we'll laugh about it. But after 10 years, we'll go like, hey, some boy B2 come in, hey, fool, see the songs. Yeah, is that the legacy
like
you want to leave?
Like how we speak about any nimuk.
Yeah, you get it. Today, sometimes we write the lyrics and we make fun of it.
And you sit down and you're like,
yes, if that is the legacy. Exactly. Meanwhile, we still listen to some songs of old and we go like, these are classics. We still listen to, you know, some of Lord Kenya or Brafo. And we still say like, these are...
And then it brings me to the fact that when the artists come up, I think everyone has their motive set. Some people just want to be popular, and some people want to leave songs that, for generations to come, they will die and go, and we'll still be playing. We are still playing the Asibre Jamnes song. Exactly. We are still playing Juwelake's songs. We are playing Papa Yanssen's songs. And so everyone has their motive. So if Patapaa wants to trend and just go viral, let's leave him to do his thing.
Let's leave him to do his thing. We are concluding with the interview with Dope Nation, who have now been signed on to Links. I don't know what you make of that signing. But I don't know. I told the guys that I felt that the song, you have that shape. So that song that talked about, I asked the Pompobino. I felt they were objectifying women. They said they don't believe so, but it's difficult for me to sing it when I hear it. How does this even go? See the girl in back age. You know, I asked a Pompobino sing.
But why?
But I don't think that is objectification. No, I think it was just a description of a typical African.
So I just allowed you. I see the girl in back.
I just like you pass in front of the street.
People and say,
it's the shape of some women, and they usually say a typical African woman is like that. So if they had made certain sentiments, then I would have seen it as objectification. But I just think it's just a description.
But what do you make of them now?
I am excited about it. Last year, when they started popping up, I told a friend of mine who is not even into entertainment that I think these guys are good. And when they do their freestyle raps at events, I love it. The bond is just there. They are twins, and so it's very nice to sit and listen to them, not even the songs, but when they do their freestyling. And so when this came out, I was excited for them because they are quite new. They've made, I think, 3 or so hit tracks.
Yeah, now they have Zanku,
and now they have Links. And for the history we know for Links, they've done so well with new artists over the years. And I think they are in good hands, and I think they can go further. And I am particularly excited about this
collaboration,
union, marriage,
marriage.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah, I'm also excited, but we always leave the most important point out, which is what is in it for them. You see, everybody, Links, and then 2-3 years later, we'll be sitting here and be talking strongman and Sarkodie.
Oh no, she just talked about track record.
No, what is?
She just talked about track record.
We talked about Links' track record. We should be able to know. Okay, so Dope Nation, how many years have you been signed?
Well, when I asked them the question, they refused to speak about the number of years.
That is the information that we are not privy to.
Yes,
so we can speak to the one that we are privy to now.
But for me, like I always say, and for us as media practitioners and all of that, this is where we should play a role. This is where we should push.
Somebody has signed their private thing.
When Xylophone was signing their artists, I remember the number of times we tried to probe and get the details of the contracts. We never got them.
You never got them. But how do we make things better? Because we can't always be allowing people to be taking us for granted, all in the name of hype. When someone says, "Oh, now," or D Black sits down today and says, "I've signed Miss G." And then we all start talking about it. I'm excited for Miss G. It's good for Miss G. But when he says, I don't want to tell you what I've signed Miss G for.
But Miss G is an adult.
Yes, some contracts are confidential. And they just don't go and sign. They have their lawyers with them.
So why can't you tell us?
It's not beneficial.
No, so why can't you tell us?
Because they want to keep it confidential. Ricky, it's not every contract you sign at Three Music Awards that you make public.
No.
Exactly.
Telling me,
it's not every contract that you make public. So that's one I want to agree.
Telling me I've signed a deal for 2 years. It's a recording deal or it's a promotional deal. How big is that? Unless you are lying to us, which we all saw when it got to the time of xylophone. We could clearly see there were a lot of lies, because when it got to that point, we're all stuck. And trust me, and let me tell you, sometimes it makes you as a practitioner look like you don't know what you're about. Let's imagine that you go out as a big industry person and you've been asked, okay, we've heard a new label in Ghana has signed ABCD. I saw you post about it. I saw you do interviews about it. What do you know about the deal? And you tell the person that, oh, the people said they didn't want to talk about it. How?
Yeah,
so what is the whole noise about? So what is the noise about? So what is the whole noise about?
The fact that the artists are now having proper management and they are going to do well.
And they are
going to regulate their performances, the release of their tracks, as and when which artists
what is proper management?
That's what she just
did Sony or one label not sign this girl, Sinaso? Was it proper management?
Sony signed
Sinaso. Yes, Sony or one of the big labels.
Sony. I remember they had a party at somewhere else.
Yes, 2-3 years ago. We're all making noise. And we won't, you see, the major thing is the industry, allow the fans to be happy, but we as industry, let us know what the deal is about so we can also be excited. Because if you tell me you've signed for Sony and then you go back and come back and you are crying and you tell me that Sony for there, then what is the cry about? And it's the same thing Burna Boy posted just yesterday. Burna Boy posted that.
And we now know who was referring to, actually, because Mavins has said bye to Tiwa, so Tiwa has gone on an international deal. But it's an individual choice.
That is why I'm saying that
industry. You need to let people learn from some of these things. If it is a good deal, let's be honest, Miss G. If it is a good deal, why do you hide it? No. If it is a good deal,
do you think that they are going to go and jump onto a bad deal?
Where
the deals have clauses, they have their specifications.
Don't tell us that is 2 years. That is the clause. That don't tell anybody that is 2 years. Then
because they want to keep the contents of the deal confidential.
Which is not supposed to be a problem anyway.
Yes.
That is for Dope Nation and links to worry about. We are excited, like she said, you're excited as well. I've seen Zanku, I've had a conversation with Dope Nation. They seem excited, like Adwoa has been saying. Now they are sure that they will be having more shows. They are sure that there's somebody who's managing, their content and blah, blah, blah. So congratulations to Dope Nation. Thanks to S Nash for my makeup. S Nash can be reached on 0244 524151 0244 524151. Also, thanks to Dealer Jack Shop for my costume. This dress I got from Randa of Dealer Jack Shop. You can reach out to Randa on 020 8893894 020 8893894. You can follow her on social media at Dealer Jack. That's on Facebook and on Instagram as well. And let me say bye to my guest here. Adwoa Loud is with the EIB network. She's a showbiz personality. I say she's the loudest amongst us all. Her name speaks for her. And then we have Ricky Rick, who also is an associate producer for the Free Music Awards. If you saw the awards recently, this man has a huge stake in that award. Yeah, give him thanks for me. And then he's still with Empire, which is also an EIB network in Takoradi. Now he's in Accra, so we are doing business here. My name is Miss Jim, and this is The Gist.